Good morning, everyone. Grace and peace to you. My name is Paul Dazet, and welcome to Find the Intersection. Today, we're talking about Jeremiah chapter 1, verses 4 to 10. Jeremiah chapter 1, verses 4 to 10. How's everybody doing out there? You staying warm? It is like in the negative 30s with wind chill right now, maybe even worse than that. It is frigid. And pretty much the city of Muncie is somewhat shut down today. Banks are closed and schools are closed, and our staff is working from home today. It is a crazy cold day today. Anyway, hopefully you're staying warm. So let's get into Jeremiah chapter 1, verses 4 to 10. Now, Jeremiah is my favorite of the Old Testament prophetic books. Jeremiah is known as the weeping prophet. In other words, he's not standing on a soapbox, screaming at the kings and the people, saying you have to change. He's along with them, crying as he delivers the message because he realizes he's one of the people that have kind of fallen away. So that's kind of the context. It's the years leading up to the exile. And so Jeremiah is a prophet speaking to Israel and the nations during the time leading up to the big Babylonian deal where they destroyed Jerusalem and all that. And so Jeremiah actually continues up to that point and beyond a little bit. It's a great book. All right, so three things that jumped out to me. Number one is that God is the one who does the calling in Jeremiah's life and as well as our lives. So it says in that text that God knew Jeremiah even from the womb. He was set apart. And so God is the one who does the initiating and the calling in our lives. God calls Jeremiah for a specific task as being a prophet to the nations. And I believe that God calls us to our tasks to build his kingdom. And maybe God has called you to be a prophet. And that's a real thing because we do need prophetic truth in the lives of Christians, in the life of the church, and in our world to speak out against injustice. So that is Jeremiah's calling. The second part of it is Jeremiah's response is that familiar with Moses. Jeremiah says, "Hey, wait, I'm only a kid. I can't do this." Moses kind of came back with, I can't speak well. Jeremiah speaks to his age. He's probably 10, 12, maybe teenager. And he speaks, and God promises to be with him. And God, it says, then the Lord stretched out his hand and touched my mouth. And that is similar to Isaiah. When Isaiah was in the throne, which I think we're going to be reading about Isaiah and his throne room experience in a couple weeks. God says he puts his words in his mouth. And so Jeremiah realizes that God is with him as he goes and does this very challenging task of speaking truth to people who really don't want to hear the truth. And then finally, it is the truth that Jeremiah is to speak to the nations. In other words, his task isn't just for Israel. His task is beyond. And that reminds me Israel's calling to be the light to the world, but it reminds me of our gospel text this week as Jesus says that his ministry goes beyond, the grace goes beyond just the people that are insiders. It goes to the outsiders, and he shares the Elijah and Elisha story. And so Jeremiah's task is also that way. It goes beyond. It's not just for Israel, it goes beyond. And our calling isn't just for us. And it's not just for the people that surround you. There's a beyond. There is, it goes walls that need to come down, and the message needs to go out to reach the people who are in need. And so Jeremiah has a tough task, and maybe our task is difficult that lies before us, but God is with us, and God is with you in your calling. I believe God calls everybody. Every single person on this planet is called by God for a particular purpose that coincides with the mission of God, and God is with us as we share his love and his truth with the people around us and beyond. So anyway, that's what I got for today. I would love to hear what you have to say about Jeremiah 1, 4 to 10 in the comments. And I just want to say hi to some peeps that are here today. There's some, hey, Kelsey, how are you? Michelle Stanley, Jane Miller, hi, Jane, Carla Hickey, Brian, hey, Brian, and Angela, hey. Friends from Ohio and friends from here in Muncie. It's good to see everybody this morning. Stay warm out there. And then I'll be back tomorrow with the Psalm. And then on Friday, we'll talk about the intersections for the week. I encourage you to dig in and study God's Word this week. And if you're home trapped in, it'd be a great day to read the Bible. Yeah. All right. Hey, grace and peace, everybody. Take care.